What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? And welcome back to another Clash Mini video on the channel. Hero tier list is here, but before we dive into that, 2 hours from now I will be doing a live stream on YouTube, so you definitely want to check that out as well. That is going to be noon Eastern time today. But also, guys, if you guys are enjoying any of the music on this video, Soundstripe is partnering with us for this video. If you're a content creator that is looking for copyright-free music, you can go to soundstripe.com. You can type in code Enchatin and get 20% off your subscription. All right, let's just jump right into the tier list here, starting it off with the worst hero inside of Clash Mini. We are going to be going over to the C tier, and it is going to be the Royal Champion. The reason why the Royal Champion, unfortunately, is in the C tier is that the Royal Champion doesn't pick up enough value, and the reason why I say that is because Ice Wizard is in a ton of decks right now, and the third star of the Ice Wizard completely counters the Royal Champion's kit. And not only does it counter the Royal Champion's kit, it also counters all of the minis that come along with the Royal Champion. Mainly the Prince, the Bowler, the Spear Goblin, all of these minis that are Clash Ability minis, unfortunately do not strive right now in the current meta. Royal Champion, unfortunately, is just struggling a little bit also versus Archer Queen. Archer Queen just got a buff. Also, it struggles a little bit versus a good Shield Maiden player, and it also doesn't do amazing versus Barbarian King. Three of the top heroes that you see constantly inside of the meta right now, and for those facts alone, that is why the Royal Champion is going to be the C tier. Next up, we're going to be moving on to the B tier. Here we have three heroes in the B tier. It's going to start off with the Wave Master. There's no real order as far as the minis, or should I say heroes, are concerned, as the Wave Master does pick up a lot of value by throwing minis over, but there's a couple of problems. The first problem is the Archer Queen buff kind of makes it hard to throw over a mini, because if you throw something behind the entire enemy team and the Archer Queen is the furthest mini in the back and makes their entire team invisible, that's going to cause some problems for you, and you aren't going to be able to hit anything as the Archer Queen and the entire enemy squadron just takes you out. That's going to be reason why the Wave Master unfortunately is in the B tier. The Shield Maiden does pretty good versus Wave Master as well, and the Wave Master also struggles versus the Countess, and there's a lot of minis right now that are currently in the meta. The Wave Master unfortunately just doesn't get a lot of value, but let me tell you something, every single hero is viable, every single hero can win, and every single hero is strong. I have a deck with every single one of these heroes previously on my YouTube video, so if you do want to check out previous YouTube videos, you can see all of the heroes and all of the decks that we use for each and every single one of these heroes. Next up, we are going to be going over to the Skeleton King. The Skeleton King is pretty good right now in the meta, but unfortunately it just doesn't pack the punch that it once did. Yes, the dissipation is strong, but unfortunately there's just so many beefy boys in the front lines, whether it be a battle healer, whether it be a P.E.K.K.A., whether it be a Mega Knight. There's just so much HP in the front lines that it takes a while for the Skeleton King to get elimination so that it can one-on-one a mini and get off the dissipation and the extra damage from the isolate. And for that fact alone, that's why the Skeleton King is going to have to be in the B tier. Also, there's another reason. It only really works really well with Sona, so it really is super dependent on the gizmo. Obviously, there's other gizmos that are good with the Skeleton King, but really you kind of need a Sona, or, you know, let's just say a Hop Pot works decent with it. But other than that, you know, you're kind of in a roll the dice for a good gizmo for the Skeleton King, and if it doesn't roll your way, unfortunately, you're going to have a tough time winning a match. Next up, we're going to have the Monk here. The Monk is a very good hero, but unfortunately, the problem with the Monk right now is it doesn't one-shot a Barbarian King. The Barbarian King supers, the Monk loses. If the Shield Maiden is able to activate the shield, the Monk hits the Shield Maiden activation, the Monk gets eliminated, the Monk deck loses. The Countess, if the Countess just keeps on shaking and baking away from the Monk loses. Archer Queen is also very, very strong versus Monk as well. There's a lot of good Archer Queen decks out there that counter the Monk, and if you don't hit with your Monk Palm at least 3 times in a match, you're in a tough situation, and you might just lose based off of that. And that is why the Monk is in the B tier. It's definitely viable, definitely still good, but it takes a lot of, I wouldn't say luck, but a lot of guessing where your opponent's going to be in order to win with the Monk. Next up, we are going to have the A tier here for the heroes. We have the Archer Queen leading it off. The Archer Queen jumping all the way up from the C tier to the A tier here. It was the worst hero inside of Flash Mini previously, but now it jumps all the way up. The invisibility that makes your entire army invisible is absolutely amazing. And not only does it do that, it gives them all +1 damage as well. For that fact alone, the Archer Queen is going to jump all the way up here. It counters the Countess. It counters a lot of minis that target the back line. You know, it counters archers. It counters so much inside of the game right now that you cannot put the Archer Queen lower. It does so much work and it picks up so much value. Not a lot of people are playing Wave Master, which is, you know, a harder counter for the Archer Queen. Unfortunately for the Archer Queen, you know, you almost always lose versus Shield Maiden, which is why it is not going to be in the S tier. It could be in the S tier if it wasn't for Shield Maiden, but unfortunately, when you run into a Shield Maiden one every 3 or 4 or 5 games, you're going to lose every 3 or 4 or 5 games. So that is why the Archer Queen is going to be in the A tier. Next up, we have the Countess. The Countess is a very good hero. It's a very strong hero. It's a very balanced hero. As you can see in this video, it is a very, very good hero, especially versus Barbarian King, especially versus Shield Maiden. You know, that's kind of where it's really, really good. Most matches you're going to play against are going to be Barbarian Kings. The second pretty much matchup you're going to play might be Archer Queen, but it's more than likely going to be Shield Maiden. So 2 out of the top 3 matchups that you're going to play, you are a counter for, and that is very, very good, and that is why you are in the A tier here. It's a super solid hero that picks up value if you can maneuver it. It takes a lot of skill to play the Countess, especially if you want to play it correctly and get it to where you want, but the Countess is definitely one of those heroes. If you put in the time, it will give you the rewards. Next up, we are going to have the Shield Maiden here. The Shield Maiden being the second best mini inside of Flash Mini, or should I say hero, but I mean, a hero is technically considered also a mini, so it's the best mini hero inside of Flash Mini, the second best. So why is it? Battle Healer. That is why. Battle Healer plus Shield Maiden is absolutely insane. Just max your Battle Healer. That's all you got to do. You don't even need to worry about anything else, and just watch yourself heal to victory. You can run a P.E.K.K.A with this. You can run any other carry as well. Shield Maiden. It doesn't really matter. Dark Goblin. It doesn't really matter what your carry is with this, as long as you upgrade your Battle Healer, get the heals off, get the Shield Maiden block, and just continue to thrive with Shield Maiden and healing. That is really the only thing that matters with the Shield Maiden. Get the heals off, get the victory, and that is why the Shield Maiden is in the A tier. Battle Healer plus Shield Maiden is really, really strong, and it is going to win you a ton of games. Next up, we are going to have the Barbarian King. The Barbarian King is very, very good. It's a very, very solid hero, but the #1 reason why the Barbarian King right now is the best hero inside of Flash Mini is because every single gizmo kind of works for the Barbarian King. Other heroes, if you kind of get gypped on your gizmo and you don't get a great gizmo, you might lose just based off of that. Barbarian King, not the case. The reason why the Barbarian King is not the case is because pretty much every gizmo works. Saint Mirror, you can pick up value. Hotbot, you can pick up value. Sony, you can pick up value. You can pick up value with King Tower. I mean, if you're playing with King Tower and you don't play King Tower, you just lose. But the good part about Barbarian King is you can get it out before your opponent. That gives you an advantage right then and there. Barbarian King with the synergy with the gizmos, with the synergy with the Archer, the Barbarian, the Lumberjack. There's so many good 2-cost minis, and the Lumberjack plus the Barbarian plus the Archer is just an insane combination, especially when the Barbarian King supers as well. And for that reason alone, the Barbarian King is going to be the best hero inside of Flash Mini. If it works with every gizmo, it works for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. If you guys are interested in catching the live stream, it's going to be 2 hours from when this video releases. If you missed the live stream, you can go to my channel, go to playlist, go to live streams, and you can see all of the live streams that we have done in there. There's no other way you can see them because I do put them as unlisted. But thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I love each and every single one of you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.